Good morning. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine here with Ben at 10. It's your local weather show for Southern Indiana, for Metro Louisville and the Ohio Valley, and who knows, all across the world sometimes. So we got a lot to talk about. Got a lot of weather content here for you today. And Mother Nature might be throwing just about everything at us. We're looking at some spring-like conditions over the next few days. Spring-like also means chances of storms as well. So late Thursday, have to watch out, a chance for a few strong thunderstorms, slight risk of severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center with that. And then chillier air moves in, and some of the weather model data out there is showing some snow chances Saturday night and into Sunday. So again, throwing everything at us here over the next 7 days. And we'll put this all together with the weather maps. If you're new to the program here, this is your daily weather show, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. We talk for anywhere from around 45 minutes to an hour sometimes, depending on how active the weather pattern is. This week is looking fairly active. And so we're going to cover all of that. Well, we're going to start off with the current conditions, your forecast right off the bat here. As always, we'll take a deeper dive into the forecast. We've got your weather jokes, your weather history, your weather countdown, all that good stuff through about 10:20 or so. We'll get extra weather nerdy with the weather model maps beyond that. And then we'll recap it all and do the forecast once again. So, again, thanks for watching. Whether it's on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather on the World Wide Web. Thanks for the like or the subscribe or the follow. We appreciate all of that. Let's start with a look outside. Here we have some high clouds as we look over the Ohio River and towards the Louisville skyline from Clarksville and Jeffersonville and New Albany. Water's edge there, I guess. And you're seeing a lot less ice on the Ohio River now, as we've had a lot of melting here over the last week. I've got an update on the Snow Mound March here coming up as well. So there's our live look out there. Again, some high clouds will filter some of the sunshine, but we are expecting to make it into the lower 60s for this afternoon. So looking forward to a great day today, up near 70 degrees for tomorrow and Thursday. And I think tonight we'll have a record low warm temperature. Lows in the 50s tonight. The old record low temperature, I think, was 52, set back in 1986. So the warmest nighttime temperature on record. So I think we'll beat that later on tonight. And not too far off record highs for tomorrow and Thursday. And, of course, when you get that warmth, sometimes we have to pay for it in the form of some storm chances, which will come our way for, again, a Thursday late afternoon into the evening time. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Let me bring back up to the stage here. Look at extolmag.com/weather. Where are we at now? We're at 40 degrees, our latest temperature. The wind from the south at around 5 to 15 today, not too strong. Tomorrow we'll get breezier, and we'll have a few spotty rain showers tomorrow morning. Here is a look at the national maps. Some very active weather out to the west as we bring up the severe watches and warnings. They've got just a lot of wind out over the Great Plains, red flag warnings out there as well. All of the tan color that you see right there, those are the high wind warnings. So very breezy conditions out west as the weather pattern getting a little more active over much of the United States as we progress through the week. This big gray map right here is your interactive map, which has radar, which has clouds, which has futurecast, all of that good stuff. And looking at the visible satellite, you can see a large layer of clouds heading our direction. As we zoom in a little bit more, it looks a little more sunny around Elizabethtown and south towards Bowling Green this morning. But there's, again, a good resource there for you if you ever want to play around with that big old map right there. And, of course, there's a whole lot more on the website as well. I've got the brand new 7-day forecast posted up there as well, but we'll be going over that with a deep dive into that here in just a second. So there is all of those resources right there for you. And again, one thing we'll be concentrating on here today is really the first chance of some strong to severe weather for our new year here in 2026. We had some thunder snow, but that's not really severe weather. And I can't really remember the last time we were tracking a threat of severe weather, but this is the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. And they have basically all of our area under yellow. That is a slight risk for severe storms. It's level 2 out of 5 in the severe weather risk categories. I don't think it's going to be a big outbreak of severe weather by any means, but we have some of the ingredients for some severe weather. And meteorologists will call this a conditional chance of severe weather. And conditional just means a big maybe. So not a slam dunk as far as severe weather chances go, but something we definitely will be keeping an eye on as we head towards our late Thursday. Getting some comments popping in, and we'll give you a good morning before we bring up that forecast here in more detail. We got the big happy here this morning. All right. Also, I want to show you this. It was an amazing sunrise this morning. The sky was aglow here with the underglow. So that was out my front yard this morning. And thanks for posting to Indiana Skies group as well. Saw some pictures there. A little patchy fog we had this morning. And there is Snow Mound Marge there on Market Street. Looking a little dirty, but still hanging on. We still got a few of those snow piles out here on February 17th. What was it? January 22nd? 23rd when we had that snow come down. So I think Marge will make it a month of surviving. And we got Emmanuel popping in here from Indianapolis. Thanks for tuning in. Good morning. Beverly Haggis from Borden, Indiana. Dennis Gregory from Bedford with 47 degrees already. Nice. Bring on some 60s. We got some cookout weather over the next couple of days here, Tim. And we'll be timing out those rain chances here over the next few days in more detail, and maybe a snow chance this weekend. Unfortunately, the four-letter S word. Perry Porter, good morning with my coffee. Hopefully we won't have any bad storms. I always hope that. Cheers to you, Perry Porter. Dink. I unfortunately spilled my last cup of coffee right back here, and thankfully didn't electrocute myself as there was a little bit of coffee on some of the power cords behind me. There we go. Mary Dale with a good morning. Loving the low temps in the 50s sound good. Yeah, it will be a warm night. So the furnaces will get a bit of a break here over the next few days. Orlean Whitlow with 47 degrees there in Hodgenville. Thanks for that report there. And we got Celeste Garrett with a good morning. It's going to be a wonderful day today. Carol Payne, good morning. Love the temps coming up. And I finally got to visit Kentucky yesterday. I had lunch with a couple of big-time meteorologists in the social media world. Jim Caldwell from Lexington, you may have heard of him. He's got 287,000 followers on Facebook. It is insane. And then met with George Herbig from Kentucky Now Weather Now Kentucky, I should say, WNK. And he's got a huge following too. So we were chit-chatting it up at McKinley's Cafe. I don't know if you've been to Shelbyville. Right there on their main street downtown, McKinley's Cafe. I highly recommend it. It was delicious. Get the 615. It was awesome. Emmanuel, storms are looking like they will have some severe components, but not crazy. So fingers crossed. I agree with you there. And right now, there's a look at the severe weather risk, and we'll take another look at that here in just a second. I would say right now, my gut is saying that, Evansville to Terre Haute is kind of like in the bullseye of where we might see some of the stronger storms. We kind of lose energy as you go farther off to the east. We're cloudy with a little sunshine there in Hodgenville. Very good. Emmanuel saying mostly windy. It will be pretty breezy over the next couple of days. As we just saw, very windy out over the Great Plains right now. Sue Shiley, loving this weather. Not looking forward to the cold again. I am not either. I'm ready for springtime. Patricia Spriggs, good morning. All our snow finally melted. Most of ours has melted, except for just kind of the piles that the plows had over the area. My wife got a nice picture from Iowa this morning. We'll have to feel free to send that to Ben at extolmag.com, and he'll check it out. Kyle is more worried about the tornado chances than the snow. I wouldn't be worried about it. If we had a tornado chance, I think it would be a quick little spin up. Maybe like an EF0 kind of thing. As I always say, whether it's a big tornado outbreak or just a little small threat, all you can do is if there's a warning, you take shelter. Make it as simple as possible so we don't worry about it. All right. Lillian Lazar, the good morning at 54 degrees at her house. All right. Thanks for the comments there, guys. I want to give a shout out to our partners like we do every morning here before we really dig into the forecast. So let me bring up to the stage. Let me get rid of this and add this. And so good morning to Grantline Nursery here in New Albany on Grantline Road, Grantline Nursery and Garden Center. Head right here to their website if you want to learn more, grantlinegarden.com, or you can call them 812-269-1271, or you can visit their nursery where you'll see them busy right now, growing all of the big plants that you'll have this springtime. If you want some landscape help, you can connect with them. Today is Tuesday. That's when I remind you it is Tuesdays at the Tech, where you can register and get one-on-one assistance here at Sellersburg, the Ivy Tech Community College at their Sellersburg campus. And there's dozens of programs here. You can click and, of course, learn more about any of those. A great nursing program, too. But you can customize your visit, get one-on-one help and consultation, and you can learn a whole lot more right there at ivytech.edu. I want to thank our partners here at Lions Roofing, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. If you had any hail issues from the March hailstorm in southern Indiana almost a year ago, I've heard that insurance companies, a lot of them will give you up to a year to make that claim. So call them now if you have any issues with your roof or gutter system, 812-294-3595. Speaking of insurance, my buddy Michael Long here has Two Tip Tuesday, by the way. If you want to get a quote, call 812-578-3072. Head to amfam.com and search Michael Long. So what is Two Tip Tuesday? All right, here it is. We got the insurance tip, and then we got a fun tip. And this is on his page. So tip number one in insurance, always ask your agent or agent staff about all the discounts that are available. So that personally helped our family out as we got the student discounts, we got the app discount, and we got added life insurance to get discounts. There could be potential savings you're missing out on that would help keep money in your pocket. So again, I can testify to that. Tip number two, your life tip, never walk on ice with your hands in your pockets. And I can agree to that because I did that walking down the hill from my house to my neighbor's house with my hands in my pocket. I slipped straight back. My head hit the concrete. It was one of the few times that I just saw a flash of white. So I don't think I got a concussion. I may have had a little concussion, but it was like a reset in the brain. And then I got up and took my hands out of my pocket. So a good tip there from Michael Long with our Two Tip Tuesday. All right. Some good tips to help you save and maybe save yourself. Also, our partners here at Clogbusters with a Z Plumbing Services, clearing the way one flush at a time. Hey, anywhere in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, they got you covered. They've got the service vehicles to get to you. 859-762-1214. Brad Weddington, my buddy who built our home and is a local custom home builder with Weddington Custom Homes. If you want to get your dream home started, head to WeddingtonCustomHomes.com. But I want to point him out because he is not going to be on the show tomorrow. He's in Florida on a builder convention thing going on. So good for him for doing that. All right. So again, we have some high clouds out there. It's going to be dry today, mild, low 60s, south wind at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Pleasant day out there today. And we're going to, again, look at a few showers. I'm going to point that out with the weather models here in just a second. Thanks for subscribing to our YouTube channel, by the way. But there you can see all of our updated forecasts. We've got 40 degrees currently. I think some areas are getting a little bit warmer than that now. But again, we got a lot of resources there for you online. All right. Moving right along here. Also, if you want to connect at any time, Ben at extolmag.com is where you can reach me with a weather question or any advertising or marketing solutions. If you want to join me at Deem Lake this weekend in the Borden Valley, it is the Borden Community Polar Plunge benefiting Special Olympics. Registration 10 a.m. to 11:30. And I hope we can get rid of some of the ice on the lake. It's going to be chilly out there as some chilly air moves in. That plunge will be at noon, hosted by Angie Fitton here at Extol Media. A benefit concert going on. If you want to mark your calendars here, this is April 4th at Melwood Arts Center in Louisville. The Juice Box Heroes, if you've never seen them, go see them. Full on energy and great tunes. And the Suburbans, food trucks, live music, drinks, having a good time out there. Here's what we're talking about. Again, late Thursday, some ingredients for some severe storms. Right now, the threat might be a little bit higher in southwest Indiana into western Kentucky. Something we'll be fine-tuning here over the next day and a half or so. And we'll look at some of the data on that here in just a second. Again, it was a beautiful sunrise this morning. I showed that just a second ago, and there is our Marge snow mound on Market still surviving. Here's our weather headlines for your February the 17th. Pleasant lower 60s out there for today, above normal. Normal highs around 50 now. Record warm low tonight in the 50s. Near 70 for highs Wednesday and Thursday. And we'll have that storm chance late Thursday. I didn't have enough room to say maybe a snow chance this weekend. Boo. Personally, boo to that. Hey, we're about 19 days until the time change when we spring forward an hour and lose an hour of sleep. About a month until spring begins on March 20th. 60 days until Thunder over Louisville. That's April 18th. And then 74 days until Kentucky Derby. What is it, 152 this year? Here's our weather history for today. 1894, EF2 hit 5 miles south of Warren, Arkansas. An older woman was killed in one of the small homes there, was destroyed. In addition, fruit trees were ripped out and carried a half a mile. Another tornado, an EF3, killed 2 people in Louisiana. 1926, a deadly avalanche, Utah's worst, demolished 14 miners' cottages and a 3-story boarding house in Bingham Canyon. 36 people were killed and 13 injured. That's wild. 1959, the first experimental weather satellite to reach orbit, the Vanguard 2, was launched. And we use those satellites every day to this day. 1973, snow showers moved across southeastern Texas. Most locations had flurries. However, Houston Intercontinental Airport measured 1.4 inches of snow. 1991, a black rain fell on eastern Turkey as soot from Kuwait oil field fires mixed with precipitation. 2003, 6 major airports in the northeastern U.S. were closed on Washington's birthday due to a holiday major snowstorm slowly working its way up the East Coast. 25 inches of snow fell in New York City, and the cost of snow removal was $25 million. So this time of the year, you can get severe weather and you can get snow. So, stupid weather jokes of the day, and these are guaranteed to be extra stupid. Why did the farmer want to switch to a music career? He had a lot of sick beats. B-E-E-T-S. Beats. All right. What do you call a sad cup of coffee? Depresso. Hey, but that's not what we got. We don't have Depresso here on Benetton. We got Big Happy. Rocking Big Happy this morning. All right. How do you make a water bed bouncier? Add spring water. So, yeah, I grew up and had a water bed back in the day. I think like middle school, high school, I had the old water bed. Do they still make water beds? I don't even know. I don't even know about that. All right. We've got some more comments popping in. We got Patricia Spriggs. Good morning. All the snow melted. Oh yeah, we had that one there. And thank you, Emmanuel, for sending that picture. Lillian loving the jokes. Beverly loving the jokes. Thank you very much. Let's get back to the forecast. Here it is for today. Your high 62 degrees, nice and mild, mostly cloudy. South wind at around 5 to 15. Orlean with some love for the jokes. Thank you very much. We'll try to keep them coming. Sunset 623. Our low tonight 54. So the record warm low temperature for the overnight is 52 degrees back in 1986. So I think we'll have a record warm low. The wind's going to kick up, a south wind at around 10 to 20 overnight tomorrow morning, and our sunrise at 7:29. So tomorrow I think we'll have a few light rain showers around in the morning time, and then it looks pretty good in the afternoon as we approach 70 degrees tomorrow. We're going to try, like we said last week, I'm going to try to will it to happen. So most of the data shows upper 60s to around 70 tomorrow. Normal high is 49, normal low is 31, sunrise 7:29, and setting at 6:24. Our days are getting longer and longer. So a busy 7-day forecast. Temperatures are all over the place. Around 70 tomorrow and Thursday. Some spotty showers are possible Thursday before we have a chance of some stronger storms late day into the evening time. Now, as I said earlier, I think an area to watch especially is Evansville to Terre Haute. That might be more kind of a bullseye area in the afternoon where they have more energy for some of the storms there. So the ingredients we're talking about, and we're going to see with the weather model data, we've got a low-level jet. We've got a lot of wind shear, a wind energy that is there. The winds are turning with height as well. So at the surface, you got a southwest wind, and then up aloft, you got a west wind, and that can help promote some circulation. that can help little spin up tornadoes happen. We don't have a lot of CAPE, conveyable potential energy. That is the fuel for storms. And what I always compare that to when I do school talks is when you hold a beach ball underwater and you let go, boom, it just it jumps up in the air. That's kind of what CAPE is, that warm bubble of air, the availability for storms to shoot and get strong. So storm fuel, there's not a lot of it, but it might be enough to produce some strong thunderstorms. So there's that balance that we have to watch. If there's just too low, if it's too low of energy of CAPE and too high wind, you have an overly sheared event, and then you'll just get gusty rain showers. That's what I hope for. However, if you get more sunshine, you get enough of that fuel, then you can have some more robust and powerful thunderstorms. So it's called, again, conditional threat of severe weather, which is, in my mind, a maybe in the meteorological world. Okay, so there's my summary of that. All right, back to the 7-day forecast. Well, and again, we'll get into those maps here in just a second. So then after that storm chance Thursday evening, we drop to the upper 50s. It looks pretty quiet Friday. And then Saturday, especially Saturday night into Sunday, there might be a little wintry mix. We might have a few light snow showers Saturday night and into Sunday. The GFS is the biggest proponent of that. The European is drier. The Canadian shows a snow chance too. But we're looking at upper 40s on Saturday, down to 31 Saturday night, and some chilly couple days here with highs in the 30s Sunday and Monday, and lows back to the 20s. Might have to fire back up the wood stove once again. Sad to hear that. I haven't heard that, Beverly, but we'll keep an eye on that. All right, we're going to back this up. All right. And we're going to look at, again, some of the weather model data. So let me go ahead and bring it up for you. Let me get rid of that and add this. And so here's a look at the radar and satellite. We do have some high clouds that'll be drifting over the region. There's some sprinkles way off to our northwest, but overall, pretty quiet conditions. But one thing I want you to notice here, we've talked about this before when we do an analysis. There's a strong area of low pressure up here around Billings, Montana. And then there's a strong high pressure here over the southeast. In between, we've got these lines of equal air pressure that are packed very tightly together. So this is why they have the red flag warnings and the high wind warnings out west. Just that pressure gradient between low and high. Now, some of that pressure gradient is going to head our direction, and you're going to notice some gustier winds for Wednesday and Thursday. All right, let me get rid of out of the full screen mode here, and we'll start to bring up some of the weather model data. And we're getting close enough that we're almost to where the high resolution data can get us into Thursday to kind of look at the storm threat. I'm going to look first real quick, though, just at our chance of some light rain tomorrow morning as just kind of a little disturbance moves through the area. Not a big deal with that. But we'll show it here on the models. I'll bring up the HRRR high resolution rapid refresh weather model. Let me get rid of that little drawing right there. And I'm just going to zip ahead through the rest of today. And we're pretty quiet around the area. We're showing maybe like a sprinkle this evening. If you look close, there's like a little bit of green there this evening, like a sprinkled chance. Again, not a big deal with that. Let that pass on by. And then I'm going to go to around 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So here we see this little batch of some light rain showers tomorrow. So might be enough to use the windshield wipers as we get started for our Wednesday morning. And tomorrow is February the 18th. All right, so that's your Wednesday morning. This is at around 8 a.m. Here's 9 o'clock. Here's 10 o'clock. And then it looks pretty dry tomorrow afternoon. And it looks like it'll be pretty warm as well. As here's a look at the area temperatures. At least well into the 60s. I'm going to go a little bit above this. I'm going to say we do push near 70 degrees tomorrow. But you can see we're definitely on the warm side of the United States. That is a big warm bubble of air all across the Great Plains, all the way up to Chicago, the southeast. And the cold weather is out west. So there you can see some negative numbers in Montana and chilly weather all over the Rockies and even down to the Four Corners region of the United States. But nice and warm is where we are. Okay, so let me get rid of this. Let me get back to the reflectivity. And then I'm going to jump ahead to as far out as this weather model will go. And it really won't take us into the storm chance on Thursday. So I need to go ahead and jump ahead to the NAM weather model. This takes us a little bit farther out. And now we're going into our Thursday, February the 19th. It shows a chance for a couple showers passing through. And it looks like this will be a warm front moving through on Thursday. This is Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. Doesn't show anything too crazy. This is at 7 p.m. So I don't see any big storms with this solution right here. There's kind of a line of some showers and thunderstorms towards the later night hours. But I do want to just show you the ingredients that we're looking at. So the wind speeds. This is the 850 millibar winds. And there is what we talked about this yesterday, the nose of the low-level jet. So if this is a nose, this is the tip of the nose, and you have mass convergence right there. You have got the air building up, and it rises. So this gives us lift to help kick up thunderstorms. So you've got that ingredient, which is a kicker, which kicks up thunderstorms. And it's also a wind ingredient. You see these winds here that are pretty strong, not too far off the surface here. Okay. So you've got those strong winds there. The 500 millibar winds. This is a little bit higher up in the atmosphere at about 18,000 feet. This is the polar jet that is crossing the area. And a jet streak also gives you lift. This is showing 90 mile per hour winds at about midway through the atmosphere here in our lower troposphere at about 90 miles per hour. So you've got the wind ingredient, but do we have the fuel for the storm? So we're looking at the most unstable cape. And here's what I like for us, which might limit our severe weather potential. It's not all that high even out west, but you can see towards Evansville to Terre Haute to Effingham, Illinois, a little higher cape for our area. This shows pretty low available potential energy for storms. So that would be a limiting factor in the severe weather threat for our Thursday. But there is some fuel. It might be just enough. I do think we'll probably get some rumbles of thunder. We might get some gusty winds with this. And it's just marginal enough chance of severe weather. We need to keep our eye on it. All right. And this is the surface cape, surface available potential energy. And again, it's just a bit higher out towards Illinois. So that is good. This is what we call helicity, and this is kind of the spin in the atmosphere, and there's plenty of that. And we'll go to the temperature map here. And again, we're definitely on the warm side of things. 60s, if not 70 degrees, as this system passes through. So that's it. I'm going to bring up here, once again, if you're just tuning in, this will be the Storm Prediction Center's risk of severe weather for day 3. This is our Thursday. And you can see across the entire United States, that little yellow bullseye of severe weather potential is right over our area. So as we zoom in here, right now I'm thinking, again, watching these areas just to our west with maybe a little better potential of these storms. And hopefully the storm chance goes down, but it's just something to watch here. We're not getting crazy excited about it. But it might be our first chance of some strong thunderstorms of this new year. All right. And that looks like that would be at earliest late afternoon Thursday, more likely into the evening time. And by the evening time, we hope that you start to lose some of that daytime energy for the storms, that warmth in the atmosphere. One thing I wanted to check out here, back to the weather models, was the dew points. If you get dew points moving into let me go back. The 60s, that can also give you fuel for some thunderstorms. So the dew point map here This is at 4 p.m. Let me get back to the map so you can actually see it. So these dew points are actually very low. This is on, the 19th. So if we can keep these dew points low, that is certainly a good thing. This is around 7 p.m. Dew points nearing 60 degrees off to our southwest, around 7. It's pretty difficult to get severe weather with dew points this low, so that would be a limiting factor that we'll keep an eye on as well. All right. So that is our Thursday issue there in detail. Do you guys want to look at some snow chances? Do we even want to look at some snow chances? We've got Jerry. Is it Keel? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks. You're welcome. And Jerry says, I said to my family, as soon as the ice melts, it's severe weather season. You got it. And March is one of the craziest months, I think, for severe weather. And Mary Dale from New Albany, thanks for tuning in and explaining what's happening. You're very welcome. Sometimes we get a little deep in the weeds here, but we've got all the time in the world, so why not? Gail Lemons, thanks for tuning in. And Melvin Harden, maybe we'll hear the spring peepers. I think we will. Let me know if you hear those spring peepers, those little froggies along the roadside. I often hear them. I think maybe by Thursday they might start to wake up. Emmanuel says, you know my answer. Do we want to look at snow? I guess for Emmanuel, we have to look at some snow. All right, here we go. Let me get back to the weather model data. I'm going to bring up the reflectivity. Let's just jump ahead to Saturday. I think Friday looks pretty dry now. So Saturday is the 21st. And let's go to Saturday afternoon. Oops. And let's actually show you the data. What do I do here? There we go. All right. Pressing buttons. Okay, so got a system here that the latest data shows here moving in late day Saturday evening as some cold air is trying to catch up. In these situations where the cold air is trying to catch up to these systems, a lot of times it's kind of a melty snow, usually doesn't cause much of an issue as it moves in. This is showing 7 p.m. Saturday. Now, I will say the European weather model, if it's correct, is way more south and we are way drier. So the models are having a tough time with the weekend solution as far as precipitation. But, there we go. So there it is showing. And for you guys, for Christian Walker up in Indy, for Emmanuel up in Indy, my family up in Indianapolis, you guys might have a better chance of some snow mixing in here if this solution is correct. But there you go. Rain snow mix Saturday evening, Saturday night. That's at 7 p.m. Orleans saying, please, no snow accumulation anyhow. I doubt we would see very much, but this is at 10 p.m. And I've got temperatures above freezing for the most part Saturday night. Might dip to near freezing by early Sunday morning, but I would think it would be kind of melty if we do get a switch over right there. Beverly won't be on tomorrow. Going to Buc-ee's. Nice. Wish they would build one. I always hear a rumor they're going to build one kind of nearby. We're getting Wawas all over the place, but what about a Buc-ee's? All right, here we go. So this is going into Sunday morning at 1 a.m. That is blue. That is a chance for maybe a little leftover snow there. I'm going to jump ahead to our Sunday afternoon, and some of the data was showing this is very light white color that you see. That indicates some flurries. There might be some flurries floating around with that north flow on Sunday with highs in the 30s. So Old Man Winter making another little visit here for us for that potential. I will again repeat that the GFS is the most aggressive with this snow chance. And the Canadian does show snow too, but the European does not. So I would say 2 out of the 3 longer range weather models for this weekend are showing a snow chance. Of course, the main concern right now is just keeping an eye on our storm chance late Thursday, but we'll also keep updating you over the next few days on our potential weekend snow chance. So there we go. Kathy Scott with a good morning. Thanks for tuning in here. All right, guys, we'll do a quick peek at the long-range temperatures. We'll do a forecast recap, and then we'll get moving on here on a Tuesday at 10:34. So we're going long range, so that means it's time for Ben at 10, or Ben on a limb on Ben at 10. Ben on a limb, meaning we're going out on a limb. We're looking at the long-range data. So there's the chilly air that is back. The yellow and the orange is back down along the Gulf. So we go to the 23rd. The 23rd is Monday, and it looks cold across our region. And do you want to even look at the wind chills here for Monday morning? Do we even want to look at the wind chills for Monday morning? It's showing single-digit wind chills Monday morning. Fun stuff right there. So there you can see that cold air dropping down from the north, and there's plenty of cold air. Look at that. In central Canada, minus 50s. Winter is still rocking up to the north. And so we get a piece of that. Those were the wind chills up there, minus 50s. So we get that chillier air back into early next week. Going into the 24th, that would be next Tuesday. Let's bring that up. So we are on the cool side of things. A little bit troughy over the eastern United States, which brings that colder air down. Zoom in here a little bit more. Now we'll go to Wednesday, the 25th. This, I'll say just normal chill. So you're looking at 40s, maybe 50s. And then Thursday, the 26th, the warm air is starting to build back from the south, but we're still coolish. 27th is a Friday, I believe. Oh, there shows a little bit of a spike in some milder temperatures back to the 60s there. So again, we might be into a roller coaster kind of a weather pattern for the rest of this month. Some cool spells, some warm spells. I think this is Saturday the 28th, the very last day of February, shows warm air over the region. When you've got the yellow and orange next to the blue, that would mean a cold front. That would mean also a chance for some precipitation. And there you can see the rain that's associated with that. And we can precipitation type that. The snow is to the north. Okay, so into March 1st we go. Is that a Sunday, I'm guessing? It just looks like normal cool. And behind that front, into March 2nd, normal cool. Into the 3rd of March we go. Warm air starting to build back from the south. And again, just an up and down kind of weather pattern. What this looks like to me. Well, that wouldn't be very friendly on March 4th. That would be a dip in the jet stream and a smack of some cold air once again. So as we bring up the jet stream map, it always matches up. It's an easy equation here, guys. A dip in the jet stream, and you open the door to the cold air. So who knows? March might come in like an old man winter lion, or maybe not. We're pretty far off here. We're pretty far out with the weather model data. But with that dip in the jet stream, that's some chilly air. This shows around March 4th. We'll see if it ever happens. But and then this is as far out as the weather model will go, and it shows March 5th, cold spell right there. So we are not. It doesn't look like we are going to lock into a spring-like pattern. It is still winter until March 20th officially. So we still may have some chilly spells to go. We may have a little bit of snow to go. But at least, hey, we got a spring tease here through Thursday. And with that spring tease, we got that chance for some thunderstorms as well for our late Thursday. So we're going to keep, an eye on that one. And we'll do a forecast recap here for you as well. And got a couple comments popping in. Erica says, my kids love Buc-ee's. Yeah, it's fun to cruise through that crazy place. Emmanuel's a Wawa fan. And Lori's saying, will any of the snow stick to the roads in New Albany or Floyd's Knobs? I'm hoping it'll be warm enough and light enough that it won't cause any issues for a Saturday night into Sunday, but we'll know better when it gets closer. Just an early heads up with that. Lily and Lasley, have a great day. You have a great day as well. Thanks for being a part of the show here this morning. And since we looked at all that long-range stuff, that has been All right, the good old Ben on a limb segment. Did he fall off the limb? All right. Let me get rid of your comment there, Lillian. So there it is. There's kind of the headline today, looking at the potential slight risk of severe storms for our late Thursday. We had a beautiful sunrise. That was my picture this morning with the underglow. Red sky in the morning. Sailor take warning. Not so much today. We just have some high clouds around the area. There's the big snow mound Marge, still holding on. I think it'll make it a month. So it was I think it was January 22nd, 23rd when we had the snow. It's the 17th of February. Marge is hanging on. And so our weather headlines here for today. I know some of you pop on at different times, so let's get that recap going. Pleasant lower 60s today despite mostly cloudy conditions. South breeze at 5 to 15. It'll be breezier tomorrow with southwest winds at around 15 to 30. Some light, spotty morning showers tomorrow. A record warm low temperatures tonight in the 50s, so the furnace is getting a bit of a break. Near 70 for highs Wednesday and Thursday with that storm chance late Thursday as that cold front moves through the area Thursday evening and Thursday night. 19 days until our time change, and we're about a month away from spring beginning, March 20th. 60 days until Thunder over Louisville, and 74 until Kentucky Derby Day. I think it's 152. A lot of weather history, and I'll post this on my page at noon. Or if you're watching the replay, we did that a little bit earlier. Our stupid jokes of the day. Why did the farmer want to switch to a music career? He had a lot of sick beats. Beets. What do you call a sad cup of coffee? A depresso. But not here on Ben at 10. We got Big Happy. How do you make a waterbed bouncier? You add spring water. Most of my childhood, I had the good old waterbed back in the day. All right, for our Tuesday, that's today, February 17th, 62, nice and mild, mostly cloudy, south wind 5 to 15, sunset 6:23, low tonight 54, record warm low temperature. The old record warm low temperature for tomorrow's date for Wednesday is 52, set back in 1986. So we might be able to beat that. Some light morning rain showers tomorrow, and then looking pretty good in the afternoon with 70. And some dry weather, it looks like, for the afternoon. Might have a few spotty showers around Thursday before that chance of some storms Thursday evening, and a high of 71. 58, the high on Friday, looks pretty quiet there, and then chillier and chillier. So we go from maybe around 70 to 50s to 40s to 30s and 20s at night, Sunday and Monday nights. So chillier and chillier day by day. And upper 40s Saturday. Now, late Saturday night might get a rain to snow mix, maybe a few light snow showers and flurries on Sunday with a high of 39. We're mostly above freezing, though. And coming off this warmer pattern, I'm hoping all the roads will be in good shape with that. Not expecting any significant accumulation so far. Maybe a few flurries Monday, a high of 37, and then still kind of chilly next Tuesday. So there we go. Perry's going to wash my truck, and it's always going to rain. I've yet to wash any vehicle this year. Orleans says, enjoy the warm weather. All right, we got the forecast recap right there. Quick look outside, recap of the current conditions, and then we'll wrap up the show here this morning. So let me get rid of that and add this back to the stage. So mostly cloudy conditions with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera here as we look at the Falls of the Ohio with filtered sunshine, I guess I would call it, mostly cloudy. And that will limit we could probably be a little bit warmer today. That'll limit our warm up to, I think, low 60s for the most part. But there you can see our webpage here. We're at 46 degrees, our current temperature, and wind gust at around 11. And a lot of other weather maps here. The weather getting wild out over the Great Plains with high wind warnings and red flag warnings. There is the big interactive radar and map if you ever want to play with that here at extolmag.com/weather. Thanks to our partners here at Grantline Nursery and Garden Center right there on Grantline Road. That's who my mom has used exclusively for years. Check it out. They've got a very warm 80-degree nursery where you can see all the plants that will be available for you coming up this April and May. Rule of thumb is right around Derby Day for our planting needs. But if you want to get help with landscaping, they've got full services with that. Hey, Teresa Thomas, thanks for watching from Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Speaking of Kentucky, if you have any issues with plumbing, Clogbusters Plumbing Services with the Z, clearing the way one flush at a time. They can get you answered here with their messaging system on their webpage, or you can give them a call, 859-762-1214. And we've got our friends here at Lyons Roofing, LYONS roofingco.com, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. If you have any issues here, you can give them a call, 812-294-3595. And a reminder on Tuesdays at the Tech, register ahead of time, and they'll give you one-on-one help with how to pay for your post-secondary education. For your 2-year certifications, might lead to a 4-year college program, but they can get you started, making it very accessible for you right there at ivytech.edu, and just head to campuses and head to Sellersburg, becoming a community hub right here in our backyard. A shout out to my buddy Michael Long as well with American Family Insurance, amfam.com. Just search Michael Long. It'll take you right there to his page. And he gives us 2 Tip Tuesdays, his tips today. Always ask your agent about all the discounts that are available. There could be potential savings you're missing out on. Thankfully, I didn't ask, and he told me. And so there were 3 big ways that I was able to save, and that was bundling with life insurance, reduced our bill with using the app when we're driving, and reducing the bill with our student discounts. So definitely good advice there to find some ways to save. Oh, tip number 2, never walk on ice with your hands in your pockets, which earlier I said I've done, and I smacked my head on the concrete when I did that. So there are safety tips as well. Okay, thanks to my buddy there, Michael Long with American Family Insurance. And we have Libs Paving. So if you go to libspaving.com, they're the top asphalt paving contractor around. If you or somebody you know that wants an opportunity, you might be able to apply there online and just hit their career section, LIBB as in Ben, spaving.com. As I mentioned, tomorrow is usually Wednesdays with Weddington. He's on a convention for builders in Florida. So I just want to give Brad a shout. If you want to get your home started, give Brad a contact here, weddingtoncustomhomes.com, and he can hook you up right there. All right. That is about all I've got left to say. Well, maybe one more thing to say, I guess, and that is if you want to contact me, Ben at extolmag.com, as Emmanuel just did. If you want to learn about advertising marketing solutions, we might be able to help you out with that. And you can then contact me or Jason at extolmag.com. And this Saturday, Deem Lake, if you want to see me make a fool of myself, Borden Community Polar Plunge, the Polar Bear Plunge for Special Olympics, Indiana. Registration 10 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. The plunge at noon at Deem Lake. Come on out. Get exhilarated in that cold water, which I think there's still some ice on the ponds and lakes out there. Mark your calendars, too, for this benefit concert benefiting Jessica's Journey Foundation, jessicasjourneyfoundation.com. April 4th at Melwood Arts Center. Juicebox Heroes, they always bring it, and the Suburbans as well. All right, that's been a big show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here this morning. Tomorrow, we will be into the high-resolution weather model data to fine-tune that forecast for late Thursday if we will or will not see some strong to severe thunderstorms. Our first, at least, chance of this year. Been a while since we've had some strong thunderstorms. And then also we'll be tracking live some light rain showers tomorrow morning. Then we'll look ahead to see if that snow chance will still exist for this weekend. It gets wild this time of the year, and we are here for it. Thanks for liking or subscribing or following on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather on the World Wide Web. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. You guys have a good one and start to enjoy that warm weather on the way.